Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe my channel. See you in the next video. We all do better when we work together. Our differences do matter, but our common humanity matters more. People are more impressed by the power of our example rather than the example of our power. There is nothing wrong with America that cannot be cured by what is right with America. When our memories outweigh our dreams, it is then that we become old. If you live long enough, you'll make mistakes, but if you learn from them, you'll be a better person. It's how you handle adversity, not how it affects you. The main thing is never quit, never quit, never quit. The real differences around the world today are not between Jews and Arabs, Protestants and Catholics, Muslims, Croats and Serbs. The real differences are between those who embrace peace and those who would destroy it, between those who look to the future and those who cling to the past, between those who open their arms and those who are determined to clench their fists. Being president is like being the groundskeeper in a cemetery. There are a lot of people under you, but none of them are listening. If you want to live like a Republican, vote like a Democrat. People around the world have always been more impressed by the power of our example than by the example of our power. All America loses when any person is denied or forced out of a job because of sexual orientation. Being gay, the last time I thought about it, seemed to have nothing to do with the ability to read a balance book, fix a broken bone, or change a spark plug. We cannot build our own future without helping others to build theirs. A man is more than the sum of all the things he can do. Mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of, but stigma and bias shame us all. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Our democracy cannot survive its current downward drift into tribalism, extremism, and seething resentment. Today, it's us versus them in America. Politics is little more than blood sport. As a result, our willingness to believe the worst about everyone outside our own bubble is growing, and our ability to solve problems and seize opportunities is shrinking. We have to do better. We have honest differences. We need vigorous debates. Healthy skepticism is good. It saves us from being too naive or too cynical. But it is impossible to preserve democracy when the well of trust runs completely dry. In other words, our Constitution was designed by people who were idealistic but not ideological. There's a big difference. You can have a philosophy that tends to be liberal or conservative, but still be open to evidence, experience, and argument. That enables people with honest differences to find practical, principled compromise. On the other hand, fervent insistence on an ideology makes evidence, experience, and arguments irrelevant. If you possess the absolute truth, those who disagree are by definition wrong, and evidence of success or failure is irrelevant. There is nothing to learn from the experience of other countries. Respectful arguments are a waste of time. Compromise is weakness. And if your policies fail, you don't abandon them. Instead, you double down, asserting that they would have worked if only they had been carried to their logical extreme. You can put wings on a pig, but that doesn't make it an eagle. Each bloodletting hastens the next. And as the value of human life is degraded and violence becomes tolerated, the unimaginable becomes more conceivable. The media knows what sells: conflict and division. It's also quick and easy. All too often, anger works better than answers, resentment better than reason, emotion trumps evidence. A sanctimonious, sneering one-liner, no matter how bogus, is seen as straight talk, while a calm, well-argued response is seen as canned and phony. We live in a completely interdependent world, which simply means we cannot escape each other. How we respond to AIDS depends in part on whether we understand this interdependence. It is not someone else's problem. This is everybody's problem. They should be impressed by the power of our example, not the example of our power. If one candidate is appealing to your fears and the other one's appealing to your hopes, you'd better vote for the person who wants you to think and hope. When I was in England, I experimented with marijuana a time or two, and I didn't like it. I didn't inhale Miller. We all do better when we work together. Our differences do matter, but our common humanity matters more. If you live long enough, you'll make mistakes, but if you learn from them, you'll be a better person. That's the permanent mission our founding fathers left us, moving toward the more perfect union. Gerald Ford once said that an impeachable offense is whatever a majority of the House of Representatives says it is. When our memories outweigh our dreams, we have grown old. He didn't say a word or do an action that did not have a purpose. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe my channel. See you in the next video.